At last, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, we are getting on to Sector 5 of Conquest. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over the feats and the cheeses so you can get your stranger. So if you haven't already caught up on my videos for the prior sectors, I have got video guides out for Sector 1, 2, 3, 4 and now 5, and later on we will be having a global conquest feat video out, so make sure you check out the playlist. I go over everything, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing. Okay, so Sector 5, what do we got to do over here? Absolutely tons of fun, ladies and gentlemen. We need to win 10 battles with a full squad of pirates. Now I have this under good authority that this is actually doable at lower gear levels. I've seen, I believe it was Rabid Beaver, put out a Gear 12 video guide using Quiggold. I will give a link to that in the description down below, so well done, Mr. Beaver. I can't test that sort of thing because I'm the kind of guy that just... I'm endgame at this point. Everything goes to relics straight away, day one. But hey, this is why I made my alt account. It's just early days for my alt account to go over how do we do it from a free-to-play early game perspective, right? So, full squad of pirates. Obviously, if you've got the likes of Pirate King Hondo, if you've got the likes of, you know, Maz, that sort of thing, it's going to be easy. But even Ithano's leadership is very, very good. And with the right data disk setup, you should still be able to find some success, even if you do not have all the stars. Win 10 battles with CX2 surviving. These ones are super easy to get done, guys. Obviously, there is a global feat for winning 20 battles, I want to say, with at least 4 Darkside clones. So if you've got Lord Vader clones or even Tarkin clones, you should be able to go through and get this done. If you do not have the level of investment needed in CX2, you're going to have to be using other really powerful teams or teams that get out of the gate very quickly in order to secure victory. Things like Afro with lots of good supporting data disks that can power through, or CLS teams, that sort of thing. Anything that gets you out of the gate and helps defeat the enemy quickly is exactly what you want. Attempt to inflict defense down 60 times and tenacity down 60 times. This one, guys, incredibly easy. One team, one battle. You know where I'm going to go with this, don't you? That's right, Felicia. Look out for a Droidica node or a Separatist leadership node with Jango Fett. As long as you've got Droidica, I think I had 2 in this one, actually. Yeah, one over here as well. So long as you have one of these nodes, you'll be able to get all your defense down and all your tenacity down in one battle. No real data disk setup is necessary for it. All I would recommend is if you do happen to have a, where is it? Let me find it. Unshakable focus. This data disk over here is actually pretty useful because whenever you inflict a debuff, you're going to ramp up your potency, which is great, but you're also going to remove 4% turn meter from the enemy. So even when the enemy has got tenacity up, you'll be applying tenacity down. Those two buffs and debuffs basically contra off each other. They counteract each other so that every time you are gaining additional potency, you are more likely to remove turn meter. More and more likely. And because you have got irresistible debuffs, like tenacity down, you're constantly raising your potency to a point that your debuffs become irresistible. It makes it really easy to control a Droidica. So the team is obviously very, very simple. It is probably the easiest of the teams to get done. All you do is a standard CLS team, guys. Full CLS team. Completely standard. The reason we do that is because this CLS team is going to call lots of assists. It's going to apply stuff like defense down on a basic from CLS, who's going to take a bunch of turns, and Chewbacca, who is going to do tenacity down on a basic. This basically, no joke, controls the entire field. So all you really need to do is make sure you let that Droidica get to damage immunity, okay? So do not hurt him until he's in damage immunity, and then you should be fine. Take out all the ads, or take out the ads in a reasonable manner in which you can let that Droidica do exactly that. Just roly-poly on up into damage immunity. I like to try and get rid of units if I can. Put that tenacity down on Droidica as soon as possible. Take out the other units. Get rid of General Grievous very quickly. Don't forget, CLS, if he's using Call to Action, he can ignore taunt effects like Marked and get the damage done. Stupio over here, AoE, blap, taking out the Grievous real quick. Counterattacks, taking out the B2. And there you go. You just focus on making sure Droidica doesn't take a turn. Take out the other enemies when you have the opportunity. Like I stun the Maggie over here. Yep, stun the Maggie, so I'm not concerned. And then go ahead, just don't use that special. Do not use specials from either CLS or from Stupio. Get to just a lone Droidica, auto basic. That's it, you're done. 4 minutes here. We've got 4 minutes to just leave this on auto basic, where every time CLS does a basic, he is going to apply defense down. Every time Chewbacca does a basic, he's going to apply tenacity down. You just leave this bad boy run. Now, obviously, you may well not have a Droidica node, and that is a little bit of a shame. You can have it time out versus other teams, provided you haven't got data discs that are ramping your damage output, like Weak Spot and stuff like that. You can make this work against teams like a Phoenix team, anything that can survive a long time, basically. Used to be able to do these against crew nodes, but I haven't really seen any first order nodes to my knowledge. Crew used to be able to survive indefinitely against a CLS team, which was kind of useful. You could just put it on auto basic there, control him in exactly the same way. You stun him, you turn me to loop him. Nothing you can do about it. Look at all these dots stacking up. Now, there is a little bit of concern as well, by the way, that you might not actually be able to do this long turn on like a phone. I know it sounds really bizarre, but when these exposes start to rack up really high, and the charge, which is the blue number that's ramping up on Droidica over there, when they get really high on some phones, the game is going to start to stutter. So I use the PC client almost exclusively to play this game right now because I live at home, I work at home. I'm always on the PC, essentially. So the PC client can handle this sort of thing a lot better than a phone can. So you might have a little bit of struggles if you're using a phone, particularly if it's an older model, a banged out, clapped out old phone maybe. But this is still, in my opinion, the best way to get it done. Just full auto, well, no, not full auto basic versus a Droidica node once you've got Droidica into damage immunity on its own. Super easy. There's no risk here. You can even still win the battle as well. Once you feel like you've got enough, just go to full auto mode and then you'll immediately dispel the damage immunity on the Droidica. You'll defeat him and you'll get all your feats. See over here, I got it down to like 20 seconds, change it to full auto, CLS destroys the Droidica, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, get the victory, and then boom, wait for it. There you go. Defense down, tenacity down, one battle. Easy. Now, as you can see, there are quite a lot of characters that can apply defense down in one way or other. When you go to swigger.gg and you filter by, ability class types here, defense down, don't be fooled into thinking that every single one of these characters actually applies defense down. Some of them will just have a clause in there that says, oh, I don't know, they might be immune to defense down, or if an enemy has defense down, they gain additional effects, that sort of thing. But on the plus side, this is still a really good way of identifying what units can do what. Sortie, for example, her first special, that AoE, is an AoE defense down. Holdo, her AoE defense down. That sort of thing. So it's a good way of looking at it. Dash, AoE defense down. There are loads of options available for you. If you do not happen to have a Droidica node, there are teams that you can use that can help spread that at an easy rate. You just have to try and adjust it to what you are used to, right? Even Quiggold over here, who is required for the feats, right? Required to get wins with Quiggold in your team. His basic is an AoE defense down. So even if you've got Quiggold and he's relatively low gear but he's survivable, particularly if you look at that Rabid Beaver video, with the right data disk setup, if you've got some protection recovery, you can make a gear 12 Quiggold survive in this sector. Every time he does a basic, AoE defense down to the whole team. That's pretty cool. So this is Rabid Beaver's video that I was talking about where he's got a gear 12 Quiggold. He's talking about some of the data discs that are valuable. Solid intel over here. It's a decent data disc. I think I have it in one of my setups currently. Essentially means you get crit, you're going to gain turn meter. There's a blue version, there's a green version. I think there's also a grey version. He says that one is a very useful data disc to have for Quiggold, but also that protection shield one. Whenever you get critically hit, all allies recover 15% protection. If your Quiggold is sort of stacked up with as much protection as you possibly can have, this can be a very useful thing for you to do. So because it is kind of a full pirate team, you will want to have some level of investment in at least some of your pirates, but maybe a lot of you will still have investment in things like Nest, things like OG Hondo that can carry you. So go in with an Ithano lead, take in your highest level pirates that you have, and even if your Quiggold is low gear, just have some sort of survivability on him and you might be able to outlast the damage. Obviously, more gear, more stars is always going to make it easier for you. But these characters can still be used in the raid and they still perform very well. Check out my raid videos about this. I got loads to cover on it. So yeah, shout out to Rabid Beaver. Like I said, link in the description down below. Go ahead, check out his video if your Quiggold is of lower gear. He's going up against the Momo node over here, even spending the 100 crystals refresh. And yeah, he's got 1% stamina. Look, I mean, check out this team. He's got Gear 12, 5-star Athano, 1% stamina. Relic 5 Nest, 1% stamina. Relic nothing, Smee, Gear 12 Smee, Gear 12 Kicks at 5 stars, all at 1% stamina, and then a 4-star Quiggold, which he's obviously probably spent some sort of stamina boosters to get his Quiggold back up there, and he's able to survive even with this sort of team. That's very impressive, truth be told. So let's go ahead and skip. I want to see if, does he have video footage over here? Yeah. So against the Momo node, obviously Mon Mothma in particular, they are a team that does lots of small instances of damage, right? Lots of small instances of damage. So Quiggold is going to be able to probably just out heal the damage that they are giving, which is really, really cool. You can see they're hitting him for like 20k a hit there. That's actually quite surprising. But again, if you are recovering 15% health and protection for 15% protection for each hit that you're getting, he's obviously surviving very, very well. And eventually, if you've got some sort of ramping data disk, probably like weak spot or something like that, you are slowly going to be ramping damage. And truth be told, Quiggold's damage output is very respectable for a tank. He really doesn't do bad damage in the slightest. So this is cool. Shout out to Rabid Beaver. Great stuff, brother. Link to this video down in the description. So I'm not going to go over the CX2 feats. Like I said, guys, there's a bunch of way of getting that done. Maybe I'll just go over some very brief examples over here. Obviously, if you have got Lord Vader with dark side clones, this is going to be your best option because there is there is a global feat to win 20 battles with dark side clones, at least 4 of them, so you need to take in a full team. This is going to work fine on the bonus node, I'm sure, probably, maybe, who knows, I imagine so. It's a full Relic 9 GL team. This is obviously a no-brainer kind of thing. You want your CX2 to survive, just take him in a Lord Vader team, right? But we will go over some other teams just in case. You could probably replace Lord Vader with Tarkin as well and get similar sort of results. Don't feel like you have to do it as you're going through the nodes. You can if you want to, of course, but maybe just save it at the end for when you're doing the bonus node and you can still get yourself some data cron currency. So even going in with something like Adrad with Han Solo and Chewie, I'm just abusing Zealous Ambition right now, I'll be honest. Let's have a think. If we stun you, maybe. I'm just waiting for one turn with Admiral Radis over here, because one turn should be all it takes. Even if we lose a unit in this, did you have to have foresight? Anyway, they can all go away, and then they can probably all go away. Well, okay, she must have survived a hit somehow. I don't quite understand it, but I guess I don't have to understand it, do I? How dare you miss? And that should be that. Good. There you go. So, you know, using support types or health type characters when you've got things like Zealous Ambition and Vitality. So I've got Vitality, Zealous Ambition, Leader's Resolve, that sort of thing. You can get real good damage out of that sort of setup by using support type characters. Throw in your CX2 and you will get those victories over time. Okay, let's talk about Mid-Sector Boss. Okay, Mid-Sector Boss is Treya. This comes from the Heroic Sith raid. Really fantastic raid. Love to see this sort of action. Now, we are once again doing these old kooky teams that the Sith raid had. So they call it the Ventress Goes Boom. Like, I think we used to call this the Deathstorm team. Asajj Ventress, Mother Talzin, Old Dark Talia, and Night Sister Zombie. This is why Night Sister Zombie was nerfed to get rid of Paper Zombie way back in the day. But it's good to see that this still works. And then we've got the General Hux, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on Mask, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Hermit Yoda. This was the first identified sort of solo team for the Heroic Sith back in the day. Second team, super easy. First team, also kind of easy. If you've got Zealous Ambition, super easy with this, because Night Sisters are almost all support type characters, which means your damage will be through the roof. Let's check out the footage. There are mechanics to this battle, obviously, which is kind of cool, and the animations and stuff. I miss this sort of level of epicness that we used to get for raids. There are mechanics to think about, but honestly, for the Night Sister one, if you're running Zealous Ambition, focus Treya and you will just win, okay? Like, you don't even see that one hit practically defeated her. I should have done the mass assist with Mother Talzin, but she just AoE'd and just wrecked everybody's faces regardless. So the Night Sister one, super easy if you're running Zealous Ambition. If not, try to have anything that's going to ramp your damage over time, stuff like weak spot. Similarly speaking, the Slacker one, you get to use a Galactic Legend, for God's sake. Not only that, Thrawn is also a support type. So if you use Fracture, he hits like 3 or 4 times with Fracture on Treya, you're going to destroy her face. So yeah, just because you get to use your Slacker in this one, it should be pretty easy. She's going to do crazy damage. You might lose your stars. But honestly, if you focus on using Thrawn and for his damage output, you'll clear through super quick regardless. So you can see here, I forgot that Thrawn was a support type, but then I fractured and she just got wrecked. What was that, like 240,000 damage from a single fracture? Not bad. The end sector boss is the final wave of the Heroic Sith. A really cool battle and requires a little bit of nuance if you are using the Aura Singh team. Now the Commander Luke Skywalker one, you can pretty much butt fumble your way through and you'll be okay. It is a weird team. CLS, Han Solo, Pow Chirrut, and Death Trooper. But the Aura Singh one is a little bit trickier and it's not particularly friendly. Now the thing is, with both of these teams, you don't really have a support type, so don't run the Zealous Ambition setup. It's not very helpful. The big thing that I found to be the most helpful for this one is the Booming Voice data disk. The Booming Voice data disk allows you to call mass assist whenever the leader is using any sort of ability. It is vitally important. We'll go over the Aura Singh team first. I'd recommend try modding your team so that Aura Singh is as fast as possible. Just get it really fast as possible. Put your best speed mods on everybody, I guess, if you really want to get this feat done. And play it how we'll go over in a second. And here we go. So what I like to do here, let's just pause before we go any further. What I like to do is I like to target Nihilus at the start, and you use Aura Singh's first special. She's going to stealth everybody, and they're going to mass assist down onto Nihilus, and Nihilus will immediately get eviscerated. They don't have a whole lot of health, truth be told, so Traya kills him. This second turn, what I like to do is I like to target the person that's got the extra shield. That's going to give you this shield ability here. That protects you from being defeated, and it also forces them to target you. So use your shield ability now, targeting that one. You'll go into damage immunity, you'll call the mass assist thanks to Booming Voice, and defeat that Sith assassin. Then you want to focus on taking care of Sion. He should once again drop pretty easily. So there we go, Sion's dropped and it's just down to Traya now. You can't target Traya until those are both dead. Then whoever has got that shield that you got from defeating the other side ad, you need to use it. Okay, in my experience, you need to use it. All right, you could choose to go for a little bit of damage, like I think I do basics over here to get the damage in. I'm feeling a little bit reckless. Got loads of additional hits with Greedo there, which was useful. But as soon as you get back around to whoever has got the defense ability, go ahead and use it. I got lucky with Greedo over there. You really want to try and use that damage immunity thing to make sure that he's targeted. I took a risk there, just decided to go straight for Traya, get rid of her, because once she's gone, there's no real risk. But even here, you can see, like, because you lose all your max health, it's really, it is dangerous. It is dangerous. So, not clean on stars there, but like I said, use Booming Voice, start off with the stealth, target Nihilus, get rid of him, then target the other side, I'd get the extra defense ability, tank the damage and use your second one as soon as possible so that you've got another person that's going to tank. They've got no AoEs once Sion is gone, so you should be able to get it done. The CLS team I found to be quite a bit easier. It's got a little bit more oomph to it. Once again, no real support types, but the strategy that I used is largely the same. I like to get rid of the guy with the shield defense right at the start, do the flip on back, we'll get that Booming Voice ability, call in the assists, and realistically CLS should have taken a turn there, but Power's just doing cheeky things. At here, I do use that Indomitable Spirit, whatever it is, the event special ability. So Traya is just going to focus on CLS. He can't die. I think we use it again here. Oh no, I checked the turn meter to see, can we actually get back around to another turn? But Traya is going to take another turn. I got rid of the Isolate on CLS by the looks of things, and I'm hoping maybe we've got the damage output to just defeat Traya at the start. Bit risky, but CLS didn't take a turn, so he's still in damage immunity. That's kind of helpful. Excuse me. I think we just focus on the ad here, get rid of him so he's got no turn. There you go. Then use the Indomitable Spirit on Chirrut so that Traya is forced to target him, and we can just focus on putting as much damage as we possibly can into Traya. Don't know why I bothered put the death mark there. It doesn't really do any damage. There's not a whole lot of strategy to it. It's all about making sure you use that event special ability to make sure you are unkillable at the right time. Great animations at the end of this. I absolutely love the Heroic Sith raid. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to about do it for our video today. That is all 5 sectors covered. Make sure you check out the playlist if you need some advice on how to beat the other sectors. I will have the global feats out very, very shortly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.